everyone. Welcome to Corporate Services. You're live with Corporate Services. I am Renee Johnson, and I'm an instructor with Del Mar College Corporate Services, and I am so excited to have a special colleague on with me today. I want to welcome Jalen Steinman, and she is here to talk about a really special, exciting, fairly new program that we have at Del Mar Corporate Services. Jalen, welcome. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
our Facebook Live today.
Thank you.
Can you please tell us about this exciting new program? I understand that it's pretty new, right?
Right. We've been working on it for a little over a year now, but it is designed. It's really catered towards our commercial maritime industry. So those folks that are working on large tankers, the barges, the towboats in the area, it's designed to get those people their Coast Guard license or to renew their license so that they can work in the maritime field.
All right, awesome. Well, this is a really exciting new program that Del Mar College Corporate Services has recently launched. And you've had, one class go through already, or has there been more than one?
We've had 2 classes so far that have completed the basic safety training course.
Wow, so exciting. So how many people, do we say graduated? Is that what we call it?
Yeah, or completed the course. We had 14 complete the first class and then 12 that went through the second class.
Wow, so exciting. So I see that we have a few people that are starting to join us. As you guys are coming on, please say hello and let us know where you're tuning in from. We're here to talk about this exciting new class that we have coming up with this program, this new maritime program. We're so lucky to have this new program come in here locally. And, it's kind of funny because Del Mar College, our mascot is the Vikings. And like so many other people here recently, I've been tuning into whatever's available on Netflix, and I've seen a couple of Viking shows. And I started, because I knew we were going to talk about this today, I started thinking about, the maritime industry is probably one of the oldest industries that there are. And it's still growing like crazy. So that's kind of really exciting. Now, as some people are tuning in, I want to pull up, we do have some exciting, Jalen talked about some of the classes that we've already had. I have a little bit of footage that we're going to show and some pictures from some of those previous classes. So let's take a look first at this video that we have. And this is a pretty cool video that was shot during the class as one of the safety trainings. So let's watch this video. All right, that was cool. So what were we looking at there? What was going on?
So that is specifically part of the personal survival techniques class. Personal survival techniques includes 2 parts to it. There is a classroom section, and then there is the part that you saw that was in the swimming pool. You do have to learn how to flip over a life raft. So in the unfortunate event that you have to abandon ship, there are life rafts available for you to get into. But obviously if it's bad weather, there are other circumstances that might have occurred that life raft has gotten flipped over. So cool. There's a technique involved. There is a specific way to get that righted back up the right way, and so that you can actually get in and be protected.
So that's really a huge part of this whole basic safety training program, is a lot of the safety skills that are required if you want to work in the maritime industry, right? I think we have a few other shots that we're going to pull up here. This is a cool one that we see, learning how to, I guess if you're on a boat and you have a life raft, you have to learn how to jump into it, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly what he's doing.
And then I think there's a cool, what do you call these suits?
Those are immersion suits, full body immersion suits. And that specifically protects you from hypothermia.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. And so they have to, I guess, learn how to be able to navigate through the water if they have that on, right?
Correct. Be able to jump in correctly, because again, those are very buoyant suits, and so as soon as you hit the water, you're going to just pop right back up again. And
Okay.
then this is showing you, excuse me, the best way to be seen out in the water is if you're in a group. And so you need to learn how to
Mm.
stay together. It makes you more visible. It increases your chances of surviving at sea if you're with someone else, or if you're with a group, that you can all protect each other.
Wow, that's cool. That's pretty smart. I mean, I guess I never really thought about that. Thankfully, I haven't had to be rescued from any sea vessels. And then firefighting is part of the course as well, right?
That's correct. And the firefighting is also like the personal survival techniques. There is a classroom portion, and then there is the actual hands-on piece. And so you have to put on the full fireman's outfit. You have to fight a live fire. You learn how to operate the different fire hoses and 2 or 3 different fire extinguishers, and how they operate and how to properly use those to put out a fire.
Wow, that's pretty comprehensive. That's pretty cool. So, how many different classes do we have in this program? Is there like a whole program? Is it just this one class that we have right now? How many classes do we have?
Right now, we have focused on this one class. Again, this is the basic safety training class, because this is required for all entry-level mariners. But we are currently in the process of building up our portfolio and getting more classes in the books for us.
Very cool. And this is the only program of its kind locally, right?
In South Texas, that is correct.
Wow, very exciting. We're lucky to have it. Very cool. So I understand we have a class that's going to be coming up on this pretty soon, right?
We're hoping to be able to hold a class the week of July 6th. It is a full week-long course, and obviously there are things that are involved in planning the class, for getting our instructors lined up, getting the classrooms all set up. Now, especially with what's going on in today's day and age with the coronavirus, there are also additional measures that we are taking to ensure the safety and security of our students and instructors. The class sizes are already relatively small, so social distancing really shouldn't be a problem. The pieces that we're working out right now, again, are getting folks in the swimming pool and in the fire tower, of how we would be able to work that out, and again, just ensure the safety of everyone.
Cool. Awesome. That's exciting. So you mentioned that the class sizes are kind of small and that there are a few requirements. Are there any kind of prerequisites for someone who's maybe interested in signing up for taking one of these classes? What's required?
There are actually no prerequisites for this course, because again, it is an entry-level course. But some things that you do need to be aware of: you are going to be in a swimming pool, so you do need to have some basic swimming skills. There is the live firefighting portion. So for the gentlemen taking the class, they can have a mustache, but otherwise they need to be clean shaven, so that the mask can form a tight seal so that smoke doesn't get in. You do have to be able to pass a Department of Transportation drug panel, drug screen. We do require that before you take the class. Otherwise, minimum age is 17. Right now, there is no maximum age requirement, but again, there are some physical aspects to the course. So again, you have to be able to swim. You have to be able to get that firefighting gear on. And that's really about it.
So for that you mentioned having to take a drug test. That's pretty standard for these types of jobs in the industry. Are there any special requirements? Is there a special place, or is that information they would get when they sign up?
They would certainly get that information when they sign up. We will give that to them. You can go to any testing facility within the city. We have been directing some folks to an organization called Precision DNA Testing. They're located on SPID. They know the requirements that we look for. They know that it's a 7-part panel, and I believe that test runs around $50.
Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty standard, I think, pretty standard. So that brings me to my next question, which is if we have this class coming up, how would someone go about if they know for sure that they want to sign up for it? What do they have to do in order to register or sign up to take this class?
You can register online, or you can call the Del Mar Center for Economic Development and register through the office there. That registration number is 361 698 1328, 1328. Now, again, right now, the campus is closed because of coronavirus. We've got some folks that are working behind the scenes. Quite a few of our staff members obviously are still working at home, like we're all doing right now. The registration would probably open, I would assume, around middle of June. And so right now, I actually already have a list of folks on a waiting list. And so if I have that information, I will contact those individuals directly as soon as the registration opens, and they just give us a call, and we take their information, and they're all set to go.
Very cool. So speaking of cost, if tuition is due at the time that they register, what is the cost for taking this class?
So total tuition for this class is $1,200, $1,200. We have been fortunate to receive a grant from the Port of Corpus Christi. And so our first two cohorts that we ran, we were able to offer scholarship money for those two classes, and we still have some of that money left over. And so we will be able to offer scholarships at this point. We're looking at anywhere between probably $800 to $1,000 worth of scholarship money.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and there is not an application for that. So as soon as you register for the class, as long as you're early in that lineup, then you will get that scholarship money.
Wow, that's an amazing opportunity. So this is kind of one of those the early bird gets the worm kind of thing.
That's
so
right. That's absolutely right.
Hurry up and sign up. So speaking of, wow, if you wanted to take advantage of this opportunity and get signed up, I know that you said you can register online. And of course, with all of these changes, you're going to want to stay tuned to our website and our Facebook page for the most up-to-the-minute information.
Right.
We also do have a link in the description of this live where you can fill out a form, and we'll send you a flyer with all of those details as well. So please do that. And of course, we'll be putting up Jalen's information as well, where you can reach out to her if you have any questions, with a phone number and email where you can contact her. So I know that a lot of prior military like to go into this industry. This question seems to come up a lot. Are there any type of extra military funds that could be used to help subsidize the cost of this, like GI Bill or something like that?
Right now, the GI Bill will not cover the tuition cost, but for those of us that entered the military in Texas, the Hazelwood Act would be applicable here. You could use your Hazelwood Act money.
Okay. So we talked about the class consisting of the basic firefighting, the personal survival techniques, personal safety, and then of course some social responsibilities involved, basic first aid and CPR. What else do you want to tell us about this class? What else do you think people need to know about signing up and taking this maritime safety class?
Well, so again, this is an entry-level course that is required for all new mariners. You don't necessarily have to have this class to get a job in the industry, but you will eventually have to take the class. So if you're applying to a company and you're up against someone else who has applied who doesn't have the course yet, that would obviously give you a leg up, I think, on getting hired for that particular job. It does consist of those 4 different modules as we've been talking about. It's basic firefighting, basic CPR and first aid, the personal survival techniques, and personal safety and social responsibilities, which is a long title for basically how you work on board a ship. Working on board a ship is obviously a little bit different than working in just a regular office setting. You do actually get 4 separate certificates. So you will get a Coast Guard approved certificate for each one of those modules. And one of the other questions that I've gotten from folks that have contacted me about the class, taking this course doesn't get you a license, but it is basically the first step to get your Coast Guard license.
Yeah, great. I see that we have a guest who's watching ask that question if they get a certificate, or what kind of proof of completion is given once they complete the class. So it sounds like this is a really good resume builder, especially for someone who perhaps was laid off or is looking for a major career change. This is a perfect opportunity for them to get this skill set that can bring them into an introductory level job and I understand they're pretty good paying jobs. So what are the pay ranges in this industry to start for someone that would complete this and go into a job?
So entry level applicants, I've talked to several companies in the local area. It's anywhere from about $2,500 to $3,500 a month salary. So, on the low side, $35,000 a year, and maybe all the way up to about $45,000 a year,
Wow.
Depending on maybe prior experience or if you're prior military or anything like that. And then, if you're one of those hard chargers, again, several of the companies have told me that within 2 to 3 years, I mean, you could have a captain's license on one of these towboats making 6 figures.
Yeah, they make really good money. And all of the statistics that I've seen recently is this field, especially even more importantly, so in our area, is one of the top growing fields right now in nationwide and especially in South Texas here. So there's plenty of opportunity for growth, I think, for someone that's looking to change and get this certification so that they can get into that field and get a really great job right off the bat and plenty of room for growth. So it sounds like amazing opportunities for everyone. I do want to open it up to any questions that we have from anyone who's tuning in. And by the way, if you're watching this in the replay, feel free to post your questions here. We continue to monitor these posts, but of course, we're going to give you all of the information that you need. If you fill out that form, we're going to send you the link to all of that great information and let you know just exactly who you need to contact and what phone numbers, all of those fantastic things. So please let us know if you have any questions. We're going to take just a minute to look through any questions that we have. We have a lot of comments about cheers to scholarship money.
Right.
We have Akita Nurse says this could be great for someone looking for a career change. Absolutely. Scott says pool activities look fun. Yes, right? That looks like fun training, doesn't it? Good stuff. So we have another question here. Is there a minimum age? I think we may have met. Did we mention that before?
Right. So the minimum age is 17. And really what that's tied to is when you do enter the maritime field that you have to get what's called a TWIC card. That's Transportation Worker Identification Credential. And the minimum age to get a TWIC card is 17.
I see. Okay. So that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And is there anything else that you can think of that we maybe didn't talk about that anyone might want to know? Any other common questions that get asked?
Well, again, the class that we're currently running is, again, an entry-level program class, but we are, like I said, working on building our portfolio of other classes available. One of the more exciting things that happened, of course, right before COVID and coronavirus happened, is that we entered into an agreement with San Jacinto College. Of course, they're in Houston. Right now, they are the only other two-year college, two-year program that has a maritime program. And they've been well established for about 10 years now. But we have entered into an agreement with them to share resources, share curriculum, share their experiences on building their program with us. So we're hoping, again, that this will speed up our ability to add more classes. So if there are companies out there that are looking to upskill their workers, if they have licensed folks that need to renew their license, if they're looking for even leadership classes, management type classes, Del Mar can offer those as well. So we're looking to be able to offer security classes, ship security officer classes, radar renewal type classes, and those things that, again, to renew their license or to upgrade their license.
Yeah, and so a lot of people don't know this about Del Mar College Corporate Services. We have the ability to custom create any kind of training program. So we do have a lot of branded programs like Franklin Covey, professional development. We have a lot of workforce related industry type programs that kind of like Jalen mentioned, do require certain types of certification. And this program you went through a lot of things in order to get that Coast Guard certification and approval to have this kind of program. So it's really amazing that we have the ability to do that. I know that we do have a question. Someone is asking, Scott's asking, is there a date coming up? I know we're trying to be a little flexible with all the COVID-19 restrictions, but do we have a kind of a target date in mind for this?
We do. Right now, we're shooting to hold our next class on July 6th. So that very first full week of July. Again, we might have to be flexible depending on what other requirements that the college might have or state health department might have as far as disinfecting requirements, keeping our students safe and everything with coronavirus.
Sure. That makes sense. I mean, the classroom part of it's pretty easy to social distance. The other portions that do require that physical contact and use of equipment, we just need to make sure that we're keeping everybody's safety in mind and adhering to all of the requirements at the time. But of course, we do want to get this class as soon as possible. I do understand you already have a few people on a wait list, right?
I do, because unfortunately we had a class scheduled in March. Okay. And so that was already almost filled up. And so I have those folks on a waiting list already. And so anyone else that replies for this or, in any other inquiries that I get, those will all continue to go on that wait list. We also have some flexibility because what ended up happening with our first class, we had one class scheduled, and then we were just flooded with interest and flooded with students, and we just automatically added a second week. So that's great. That would be kind of the ideal scenario, is that we've got so many people waiting and willing to take the class that we'll just add a second week on there, and we'll be able to get everybody through.
And so because these class sizes are so small, they're limited to around 12, 13 people, right?
Right.
If we do have, that's really good to know that if we have more people that are interested, we will set up a second class. And so just class structure wise, I know you said it's 40 hours, and that takes place over a 5-day, like Monday through Friday.
Correct.
And what are the hours that you've done for that in the past?
It's a standard 8 to 5 classroom setting. We don't provide lunch, but I mean, the students are provided about an hour and a half break every day to go get lunch. Okay. The pool we do in the morning. The firefighting we try to do as early in the morning as we can, since it does tend to warm up a little bit in South Texas. So we try to knock that out as early as we can.
That's great. And so what facilities are being used to conduct the training, the classroom and the firefighting and the pool part? Where do those take place?
So we're fortunate within Del Mar College, we have all the resources that we need. So on our West Campus, we have a beautiful public safety facility with an already built fire tower. So the classroom portion will take place at that public safety facility. The firefighting is right there as well. The fire tower is right there. Um, our swimming pool, we've been able to use our Del Mar College swimming pool that's on our East Campus. And so that's it.
Awesome. So exciting.
I
Well,
know.
I think that this, hopefully we can just get things progressing so that we're able to hold this class in July. Of course, everyone who is tuning in, you're going to want to check back with our website, our Facebook page. Of course, we keep the most current and up-to-date information. And of course, you do have Jalen's phone number and email. I think email may be one of the best ways to just go ahead and send a message. Make sure you provide your contact information if you do have questions so that she can get back to you. If you for sure know that you're interested in signing up, I would go ahead and send a message right away and have yourself put on that list, because it sounds like once this class is a go, it's going to be full really quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, for other folks that may be watching that are in the industry already, if you need another class, please hit us up on that, and we'll start working on building those other specific classes.
Yes, absolutely. We would love to know what needs are out there, because we can create that. And a conversation you and I had the other day too is that we're always looking for instructors. So if you're already in the industry and you have some of these certifications and would be available as an instructor, you can certainly reach out for us on that as well.
That's right. Yes, we are looking for instructors right now.
Awesome. Perfect. So those of you that are watching this, if you're watching it live or in the replay, please share this with anyone that you know that would be interested in a career in the maritime industry. This is a perfect opportunity, and those scholarships are going really quickly. So you're going to want to sign up right away. And we do have another, yes, perfect for high school graduates. We have a lot of people graduating right now that are looking for, a new career to get into. 2-year and 4-year degrees aren't for everyone. And these are really great, high paying jobs that they can get right out of the gate. And wow, in just a week, they can get training to go work in this field, in this industry that's really growing. So this has just been a lot of really fantastic information. I do want to remind everyone that we do have Jalen's contact information here. You can send us those messages. We do have that form that you can fill out, and if you would like to have a copy of some of this information in written content, we can give it to you so that you can share it. Maybe you have a graduate in your family that's looking for something to do. We can certainly share that with you. But please do reach out if you have any further questions about this program, and please share this information with everyone. We know that this is just a great program for local people to get involved in. Any final words, Jalen, before we sign off today?
Just if there's any questions, please hit me up. Again, email is probably the best for me right now. And yeah, this is really a great industry. It's a great career to have. There's potential to move up. If you like being outside, if you like working with your hands, this is really a great career to go into.
Yeah, I actually have a few friends that are in this industry, and they love it. They love their jobs. They enjoy what they do. It's a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie, a lot of it's really hard work, but it's rewarding and it's enjoyable, and it's different every day. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I'm so happy that you were able to join us and share this information about this fantastic program that we have. And I want to invite everyone who's tuning in to tune in again next week, where we have Pat Bell is going to return. She's going to talk about the 4 stages of change, which I know is going to be a fantastic program as well. And if there's any training needs that you have, please let us know. We're available. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you, Jalen, for that information. And I guess we'll see everybody next Thursday, same time at 1 o'clock. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in.